Welcome to my first build video. This is the Future Models Edge 540T. This one is the 38-inch wingspan version in blue. And basically just going to go over how to put everything together and the tools that you'll need, glue, and what you'll get in the box when you open it up. So as soon as you open the box, this is what you'll see. You have the wing and the ailerons. Underneath that is the model page. It is not instructions, at least not in English. I can't read Japanese or Chinese, so these are useless to me. Next we have the horizontal stabilizer and rudder, elevator in this package, and then we have the main fuselage in the bottom, and then we have the nose cone. And inside this bag we have the wheel skirts. Almost forgot, your landing gear will be taped to the side of the inside of the box. Hiding underneath the fuselage you have your wheels, your spinner, and hardware. Also comes with extensions for your servos, which is nice. So pretty much everything you need except for your electronics, and yeah, that's basically it. So taking a look at the fuselage, we have some balsa for the firewall and motor mount. There is a version similar to this that will come with the carbon fiber for the motor box, but this one does not come with it. You can always add it, but this will be my second one, and the last one that I made, I did not add the carbon fiber. If you're going to be doing some high G maneuvers and I guess crazier aerobatics, I would recommend probably to do that. Otherwise it's probably okay to leave it the way it is. It's plenty strong by itself, but it's up to you. Now for the hatch, on my first model that I built, it was a little bit hard to get this hatch off with the two magnets that it has. They are quite strong, so it might seem like you're gonna rip off the canopy, but it will come off. So with the canopy off, I recommend taking it off so that when you go to glue it, it's a lot easier to access the inside and you don't have to take it off after. Doesn't matter if you take it off before or after, but anyway, so first step that I did when I first built mine was sliding the wing in to the fuselage. Now obviously you're gonna have to wait to put the ailerons on till after you slide the wing through. So we'll get that in. So the wing is a very tight fit, so be careful when you're sliding it in. The center line has tape. You're gonna want to try and pinch that underneath the lip of the fuselage while you push it in and wiggle it on both sides so that you don't tear the tape off. Alright, so now that we got the wing put in place, it is not glued. Make sure you do not glue it yet. You're going to want to measure from the tip of the wing at the back to the rear of the fuselage, and you're going to want to make sure that it's equal from both sides before you glue it. That way it is symmetrical and you have a straight wing, because you don't want it to be a little cockeyed. So now that we got the wing lined up, while you're doing the measurements, you also want to make sure that your length from the side of the fuselage to the end of the wingtip is the same on both sides while you're doing the wingtip to the end of the fuselage measurements, because again, you want your wing to be centered and straight. So now that we got the wing in place, the glue that I will be using is a HPD foam cure. It's foam safe, fairly quick curing glue. It's almost like a foam tack. This stuff works really well. It dries flexible but fairly hard. So it's perfect for what we're doing here. So these models aren't going to be perfect. There will be gaps. They aren't huge. They're definitely noticeable if you look close enough, but they won't affect anything. You can fill those gaps with the glue, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So some people might have a different way of doing this, but my personal preference for gluing is to angle the bottle towards yourself, and as you're squeezing out the glue, just kind of drag it forward as you go. So that way it kind of gives you a nice seamless look. Can't really tell that there's glue there that much, and it's nice and flat and straight. So if you have a different way of doing it, that's fine, but that's just the way that I like to do it. So once you got a nice bead all the way around the wing, on the top and the bottom, even over here, your ailerons will clear that, so you don't need to worry about putting it down on the back edge of the wing. Once we get it done on the outside, it's good to get where you can. Just start from the front and go to the back as far as you can get on the insides of the wing, just for an extra bit of glue on there. I'm sure this full surround on the outside is probably more than enough, but just to be safe, I would recommend doing it on the inside as well. So we'll get that done. Okay, so now that we have our wing glued in and all done, we can move to our horizontal stabilizer. Now when you get it in the package, it's going to be together with your elevator on it as one piece. All you got to do is just slide those apart. They're not glued together. Now when you put these in, you're going to want to put your elevator in first, because if you put that in, you will not be able to get this in. So make sure you do that first. So the easiest way that I've found for doing this is to flip it upside down and slide it in like so, so that you can wrap this around and slide that in a little bit easier. You can do it however you want, as long as it goes in the right side up and not backwards. So once your elevator is in there, we can move to the horizontal stabilizer, and it looks fairly similar on both sides. Make sure that you go with your black tips up so that they match to your elevator. If you end up doing an oopsie and having it upside down, it won't look terrible, but yeah, just make sure you catch that before you make the mistake. Now, just like the wing, we want to make sure that our length out on both sides is the exact same. And since we have our wingtips set at the exact same length to and from, we can go from this corner of our horizontal stabilizer to the wingtip and have it equal on both sides. Again, make sure your widths are the same, because we want to make sure that that is symmetrical. So once we have our horizontal stabilizer in the right spot, matched up with our wing, now we can glue it. Just make sure that when you're gluing, you have this elevator piece away from the area. You don't want to accidentally stick that to it just yet, but again, like the wing, we're going to want to do all the way around the outside, on the front and the bottom, and then obviously here we can't quite get it with the glue, which is fine. As long as you can get it on both sides all the way around, then that should be good. Alright, so now that that's glued in on both sides, I got it glued in underneath as well. We can move on to putting the elevator on, and the ailerons. Those will be the next step. Now, the same glue that I've been using for the wing and horizontal stabilizer, I will be using for these tabs. It's strong enough for this stuff. You can use whatever glue you want. I would recommend using a foam safe glue just in case it does get on the foam. I'm not really sure what the material is of these actual tabs, but just to be safe, I would recommend using the foam safe glue, but do as you please. Now, you don't need a whole lot of glue for these tabs, just a little drop on each end, and as you put it in, make sure all the tabs go in at once, and you kind of want to wiggle it as you go in, back and forth, just kind of shimmy it in as you go, so the glue moves around and gets on all the surfaces. Now, before you let your glue dry, you want to make sure that your gap on both sides is relatively the same, as well as when you push it in. What I'd like to do is push it in as far as it'll go, and then kind of just do a little up and down. That way it'll pull itself out as much as it needs to be able to go to the throws that you're going to want to put with this thing. So about a 45-degree angle, maybe a little more, should be good. Now we can do the ailerons. It's basically just going to be the same thing as the elevator. A little dab of glue on each one of the tabs, slide it in. This time you're gonna have to line it up with the end, the wingtip. Pretty much just want to have it flush with the end when it's in all the way, and then again do your up and down after you push it in as far as it'll go. That way there's no excess gap on the hinges. So we'll get those in.